It's time for
What's up, guys? Franco here, nextlballplayer.com. Had the privilege this offseason to work out with Matt Murton a lot. Matt played in the bigs for parts of 5 seasons and has been a superstar over in Japan since then. But it's been fun seeing him hit and seeing his hitting routines and stuff. And today I wanted him to share with you guys how he gets loose in his tee routine that he's been doing for a really long time. So, Matty?
Now, I don't know about superstar. All right, but I'm an old-fashioned hard worker. I just got to get in here and bang it out.
It's true.
That's a big part of who I am as a ball player, is dedicating myself to the craft. And for me, one of the ways I do that is each and every day when I come to the ballpark, or even throughout the off season, I spend my time right here on the tee. Okay. So what I do is I first start with a high tee. The reasoning for that for myself is I want to make sure that I keep my hands up. So many times as hitters, if we drop our hands, then we're going to be sweeping the bat through the zone. So I want to keep my hands up and I want to work through the ball this way. I start with a one-arm drill, and the reason I do that is because I get my separation, and then the key for me is not to swing it with my big muscles, but to almost have the sensation of my arm being separated from my body from my shoulder down. So I get to here and I just focus on releasing the bat head. Here, releasing the bat head, and with one arm we can do that, because when we get 2 hands on the bat, we can have a tendency to use more shoulder. So I just start with a one arm, keep the tee high, and I work through the field. I start away, then I work in with the same concept. After that, I put the
with
tee
both top hand.
Both with top hand.
Yeah.
Now bottom hand's very important too. I've had a few issues with my left wrist, so I don't do as much. But for me, top hand is in my swing is very important, because to me it controls my bat head. As soon as I lose my top hand, I lose my bat head, I sweep, I don't get to the ball. Now our next drill that I do, and the height is kind of whatever you deem as appropriate for yourself. I kind of start a little bit lower. My whole purpose in this, 2 hands on the bat, no rotation off my back foot. I'm just working on my hand path. So I get to here, good downward plane to the ball, release, and keep this on the ground. And the reason being is just to work my hands. I do that away, then I do it middle, and then I do it in. And again, you guys have probably seen this, but we want to work on this angle. Okay? So in other words, the ball away, we're hitting a little deeper, and then as we hit the ball inside, we move the tee further out front.
But Matt, the interesting thing is, and all of those, even on the inside pitch, you're hitting that up the middle.
Yes.
Is that right?
That is true. And that's the focus. I should give you the focal point. When I start away, I focus on hitting the cage on the right side here. As I work to the middle, I almost go more right center cage. And on the ball in, it's going to be from left center to center. And the whole purpose on this is just to work the hands inside and then extend through the middle. That's something I always focus on. I've been talking to some of the guys here recently. Ben being one, Ben Zobrist with the Tampa Bay Rays, and Chase Headley of the San Diego Padres. We've been here working together with Franco, and we've really been, something I don't do is sometimes I get to contact and I want to come out. So I've been focusing on getting to contact and then almost imagining those 3 or 4 baseballs out in front with good extension. So that's always the case when I'm doing my work on the tee. After I do my one-arm stuff with the high tee, and then I do my no rotation off the backside for my hand path, then I get into my full swing. Okay, I've kind of loosened my body up. I put the high tee up and away, again, just focusing on getting on top and through and going through right field. My next one is something I picked up actually from a teammate of mine when I was in the big leagues. And we go inside tee low, and we bring it tight to our body. What this forces us to do is work our hands, okay? The key is to make sure that we don't spin open when we do this drill. We want to keep everything in, and then we want to hit the ball and work back through the middle. So we're teaching ourselves to work our hands inside the ball and to work through the middle of the field on a deep tee.
Let me show how inside that is, because it's impressive. Pretty much every time you do this well, you're hitting it up the middle or maybe even a little bit to the second base side.
Yeah, so I'm here on the inside part, and all I'm doing is thinking about is staying inside here, boom, contacting through the middle. That's going to help us on balls that get deep with 2 strikes. We're able to trust our hands and work our hands enough to be able to get our hits still. After that, now I've worked, if you've noticed, everything I've done, I've worked behind the ball, and we're still going to hit from behind the ball, but my next one is I put the tee, I give myself a little angle, and I think about releasing my bat head. Now same thought process, I'm working inside the ball. I get to contact and I release the barrel and I pull it, okay? So we need to learn how to pull the ball.
We show that one more time from this angle, please.
So I angle myself like I'm going almost to the right side of the cage. I get to here, my front side stays in, bat head release, and I think about pulling the ball. Everything is still behind the ball, behind the ball, behind the ball, then boom, release. So our thought process for me is stay out over the plate, and I work this into my tee. Stay out over the plate, be a good hitter to the right center field side of the ballpark, or opposite field, whether you're righty or lefty. Then when the ball comes in, it's a matter of taking that same hand path and then boom, releasing it. After I get that, I always finish away. I usually go low tee because I start on the high tee, so I work the different quadrants of the strike zone. I finish with the low tee. Sometimes I'll start it deeper, depending on if I'm flying open, I'll start it deeper. I'll work the other way. And then after I get that, I'll put it a little bit further out front, making sure that I'm staying through the ball with a good finish through right center. And after I do that, then it's BP time. Franco starts chucking bullets at me. So that's it. That's my daily routine. I've been doing it for a number of years. I stick with it, regardless of whether I'm hitting good the day before, 0 for 4 or 4 for 4. I come in here, I get my work done. And that's really one way for me to continue to remind my body of where it's supposed to be. So one of the big things I think as a hitter is these drills are great, but you have to know exactly why you're doing them. And you have to also be able to understand your swing and where you break down, so that you can obviously make those adjustments in your work. And other than that, I got one more thing for you. Gambate. That means good luck in Japanese. That one's free on the house, okay? So you get your Japanese lesson and get a little tee work, what's better? Wish you guys the best of luck, and go Tigers. That's the team I play for over in Japan. So I'm about to head out over there and just try to play the game as hard as I can and live for my Savior. Thanks so much.
That's awesome. Thanks, Matty.
It's time for